Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's me again, Chelsea, and today we're going to be looking at all of the books that I have recently hauled, and I don't even know when the last video was for my last haul. Like, again, let me have a quick look. I'm not too sure actually. When was my last haul? I don't think it was that long ago, if I'm honest. I kind of did like a mini book haul for Instagram pics, my book haul, and those books will be included here, but yeah, I feel like it wasn't that long ago. I did a huge haul in June, and right now I have got, so in 2 months I've managed to acquire like 38 books. So let's get straight on into it. I've separated this into piles. I have got books I have bought myself, I have got books I have won / been gifted, then I've got subscription books, indie books that I have been very kindly sent, and indie authors that I have bought. So let's start with the traditionally published books that I have bought myself. First up, of course, I have to mention these stunning books. So this is The Coward and the Warrior by Stephen Orion, and these are the broken binding editions, and they are absolutely stunning. I love these editions. They are so pretty, and I'm so glad that I own them. I did a giveaway for this set, and as of filming this right now they haven't been sent out yet, but they will be sent out very, very soon, and the lucky winner, Dave, will get them. And I also did a giveaway for 2 broken binding shirts, which again will be sent out very, very soon. So these are the first books to be talked about, which are these, but I've read them, so I can actually tell you a little bit about them because that's what you're meant to do. So The Coward is the first book, The Warrior is the sequel. This released on the 9th of August, and The Coward, we are following our main character Kel Cressier, who has saved the world before, and 10 years later he is called upon by the king and sent to the Frozen North to basically try and do it again. And it's a good story. It's full of like really good relationships and characters and all sorts of fun things. I gave this 4 stars. I gave the sequel 5 stars. I felt like I understood the kind of the emotional side in this one more, and I felt it more in the sequel than I did in the first book, but they're still both pretty fantastic books. Then I've got this one, which is The Gauntlet and the Burning Blade by Ian Green. This is the sequel to The Gauntlet and the Burning Fist, and I haven't read that yet, but that's okay. It's on my never-ending TBR. I'm trying to build a library apparently, and it doesn't mean I have to read everything straight away. But this is the sequel. I can tell you nothing about the first book because I have not read it, but I thought I need to make sure that I get the hardback to match, so that's what I did. And I love this red foiling. I think it's so pretty. But yeah, I am looking forward to reading this series eventually. Then got a bit of YA, which is Forging Silver into Stars by Bridget Kemmerer, and it takes place 5 years later in the same place as The Curse of Dark and Lonely. I'm pretty sure. I have not finished that series. I read the first book, I've read part of the second book, and that's as far as I've got. Again, another series that I really just need to finish, but haven't yet, but plan to. This is the stunning Waterstones edition. I was good as well. Can we just acknowledge this? Fairy Loot have done a stunning hardback edition of this book, and I did not buy it because they've got a sprayed edition paperback. This was cheaper. Small wins for someone with a book addiction. So let's just acknowledge that for a start. But yeah, I'm looking forward to giving this a go when I finish the other series, because I have to finish that series before I read this series, because there's spoilers, I believe, in this one from that one, because obviously this is 5 years later and I don't want to get spoiled. So there's that. And then we have this one, which is The Ballad of Perilous Graves by Alex Jennings. So this was kind of a impulse buy, which happens a lot. Actually, no, it doesn't. I think a lot about the books that I order, but I can't remember whose story I saw this on, but I saw this on someone's story. It might have been like Ashley from A Frolic Through Fiction or someone like that who had an arc, and it sounded really cool. And it's not really my normal read because it's not really fantasy. It's got like lyrical prose and stuff in it. So I thought, why not give something different a try? And this cover also really appealed to me, so I thought I'd try this too. I then had to get this book because it completes a trilogy, and I really loved the first book, still haven't finished the second book, and haven't obviously read the third book, which is Glorious Poison by Kat Dunn. This is the third and final book in this series. I don't really know what this series is called. As a whole, I don't know if it does have a name. I'm sure it probably does. Meh. I don't know. But this is from Illumicrate? I feel like Illumicrate is where we got this. There's nothing massively special, it's just sprayed edged and it's signed, but I wanted the third one to match my other two because obviously I did. Again, book collector, that's what we do. The first one's really cool. It's set in France in the year of Revolution, which is like 18 something, and we're following this like band of misfits who have come together to try and basically rescue people from the guillotine, which is very cool. And there's like this mad scientist thing that's happening, and it's very interesting, and it's more contemporary, less fantastical, but there's a little bit of like magical realism in there, and I really enjoyed it. So I obviously tried the sequel. I got an arc of that, which was one of like the first arcs by an author I knew, and I was very impressed, and I didn't finish it. Need to finish the series. But now the series matches, so that's the main thing. I realise this is probably not shedding me in the best light, really. But anyways, then we've got this. This is a new special edition of City of Bones by Cassandra Clare, because she needs more special editions of her books. But I have them in paperback, you can see them here, and apparently they're going to do them all like this. And I kind of prefer the hardbacks, if I'm honest. I feel like it gives them a different vibe. And I want to try and read them like this, and it's got like really nice end papers. There's nothing else massively special about it, but it's just really shiny and pretty, and I thought I'd rather have them in hardback. So I'm going to start collecting these because I don't collect enough, apparently. I had to get this. I'm prefacing this a lot, hey, but this is the fourth book in the, I want to say the Dandelion series? The Dandelion Dynasty, that's what it's called. This is Speaking Bones by Ken Liu. So this is the fourth and final book. This is so pretty. It's a broken binding, a special edition. I bought the first three off Benny because he didn't really gel with the series, and I do plan to read them, but now I have all of them so I can binge them essentially, but they're quite big books, so we'll see how that goes for me. But I'm looking forward to giving this a go. It sounds good. I know a lot of people that love this series, and I want to be one of those people too. So we're going to give it a go, see how we feel. And now the whole series matches, and when I get my library I have to decide whether I want to display the spines, the fronts, or the spread edges, and they all work so well together, and I don't know. There is so much indecision. This is going to be very pretty on my shelf. And hopefully a good story as well. It's not just about aesthetic, but it's a little bit about aesthetic. Then we have The Final Strife by Sarah El Arifi, and I am really excited to get to this book. I'm surprised it wasn't picked up by a book box, if I'm honest. But I got the Waterstone Special Edition because I had to. This sounds really cool. It's the Empire rules by blood. Red is the blood of the elite, of magic, of control. They are the embers. Blue is the blood of the poor, of workers, of the resistance. They are the dusters. Clear is the blood of servants, of the crushed, of the invisible. They are the ghostings. Is that rule about to come to an end? And it just sounded so good, so I had to get it. And I look forward to giving this a go too. And this is going to be another series, I think. I feel like 2022 is the year of me buying into a lot more series again. I need more standalones in my life, so once I've read them, like, that's done. Anyone else feel like that? I'm excited, don't get me wrong, but I feel like I need to read some standalones because series are a dedication, and I'm too chaotic for dedication sometimes. Oops. And then the final two traditionally published books I bought myself are Blade Breaker by Victoria Aveyard. I have 2 copies. This is the Waterstones exclusive, and this is the Fairy Loot exclusive. Waterstones is prettier, gotta be honest. I don't know if I'm gonna like this series. I kind of hope I do. Especially now I'm collecting multiple editions of it, but we'll see, I think. I don't know, I haven't read the first one. Is anyone surprised? That's Realm Breaker. Hopefully I can read the first book at least by the time the third one comes out. I think there's a third one. It probably is. So yeah, maybe I should do that. I have an issue, I know I do. But they're pretty. And also I had to carry on matching and I couldn't decide which one I would like more, so that's why this happened. Moving on to books I won / was sent by lovely people. First one is this. I was sent this by the lovely Kate, who I run It's All About Fantasy with, alongside Lisa from Lisa Does Life. She sent me this. This is The Girl Who Could Move Shit With Her Mind by Jackson Ford. And I think she sent this to me because I was having a bad day. And she sent me this and a lot of chocolate, which I really appreciated. So thank you, Kate. I really appreciate you. This sounds amazing. She's read this. She loved this. I think it just sounds just wacky enough for me, if I'm completely honest. It sounds like it's got humour in it and just all sorts of weird things. And I feel like I'm going to love it. So I cannot wait to give this a go. And I think the series finished this year. Actually, I think there's like 4 books in this series or something. So if I read this, hopefully that means that either Kate will read it with me and reread the series, or she'll then read the next ones with me. So that's Kate, new buddy read. Okay, thanks. And then we're on to the books I won. So I won this Behemoth, which is the first binding by R.R. Verdi. I am still waiting for my finished copy from Waterstones. Like, I've got no idea what the heck has happened with that. Just hasn't sent. Has anyone else got their UK edition from Waterstones? Because I have not, and I'm a little bit annoyed. I mean, I haven't paid for it yet, so that's good, but it's in store. I want the hardcover edition as well, but I won this, which is so cool. I won it on Twitter, and it sat in Heathrow for a while, actually. But this has got a signed bookmark with it, which I love, and it's not personally inscribed, but it's got like a special quote and stuff in it. So it's personalised in that way rather than to Chels, which is even better. I love it when they have quotes in. But this just sounds phenomenal. Again, I know loads of people who have loved this book. It is huge. Floppy. But scarily big. So cannot wait to dive into this as well. I have actually tried the first couple of pages and it sounds so good. Like, I am so intrigued and I want to continue. So maybe when I stop filming every day, I can sit down and actually get through this, because the filming every day is becoming a bit of a struggle. And then the other one that I won was this one, which is Notorious Sorcerer by Davina Evans. This came out September. Oh, it comes out in September. Didn't know that. So I won this arc, which is very cool. Again, I got another little bookmark in here. I won this on Twitter. I win everything on Twitter. I won this shirt on Twitter. Well, through a newsletter, but I found out about it from Twitter. And how cool is this shirt? It's a D&D shirt. I don't play D&D, but now I have a shirt, so maybe I should. I don't know. Am I someone who should play D&D? I feel like if Luke's watching this, he'll say yes. But, you know, we'll see. But yeah, this sounds really, really cool. I love magic and sorcery. And the little blurby bit says, discover this wickedly entertaining debut featuring an alchemical magic and queer romance from one of the most exciting new voices in fantasy. How can you not want to read that? Let's move on to subscription box books. I'm not going to give a full description. I'm not going to show you the full beauty of these books. If you want to see that, there is a playlist on my channel. I'll link it up here for book box battles this year. Go check it out. I show you the full ins and outs of beautifulness. These are also in no particular order. I think I've got my most recent right at the bottom. Pretty sure I do. And then the other ones might be a little bit muddled. I don't know. So we'll just run with it. So the first one, The Drowned Woods by Emily Lloyd Jones. Again, I also don't know much about these books because I haven't read them. Oceans Will Rise, A Kingdom Will Fall. I can't really remember which one this is. Oh, this is the one set in Wales. This sounds really cool and I want to check it out because it's set in Wales. And I'm from the UK, so I've been to Wales quite a few times. So I'm interested in looking into this one. Then we have got The Darkening by Sonia Mara. A fierce revolutionary, a desperate prince. Together they will face the storm or be swept away. I'm pretty sure most of these have romance in them as well, which is going to be interesting. Oh yeah, this is the one with revolutionaries, and she has to fall in love or marry the prince, infiltrate his squad. So that's going to be an enemies to lovers. But yeah, this sounds pretty cool, to be fair. I love an enemies to lovers. I don't know what it is. If I'm going to read romance, they need to hate each other first. Which means probably the hating game would be something that I would enjoy. but I feel like that's too romance heavy. Does that make sense? Like, there's no magic in that. Like, you can't, they're not going to shoot firebolts or lightning or try and stab each other with swords. They're just angrily typing at each other. So maybe not my thing, but that kind of hate you romance thing is my thing. Then we've got this, which is The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy, and now this I feel like is going to be way too romancy for me, if I'm completely honest, but I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to try. We're gonna try. It says the house in the Cerulean Sea meets You've Got Mail in this quirky, refreshing fantasy with a rom-com worthy twist. So there's still fantasy elements in it, so maybe I will like it. If not, I'm pretty sure Kate didn't get this, so this might be heading her way. But we're going to try it first and see how we get on. I then have this one, which was We All Fall Down by Rose Zabo. Oh, mine is printed funny. Nah. Everyone has kind of realised that there's a printed not central, but that's not as bad as some of the ones I've seen. And also we're too far out now for me to do anything about that, so that's fine. But I've heard some questionable things about this, so we'll see if I read this. I'd like to give it a go, but I also I don't know. We'll see. I'm actually excited for this one. This is Her Majesty's Royal Coven. I had a special edition from Waterstones. I returned it because I only needed one copy. Go me. I actually did a good thing. This is stunning. It's got like a quote on the pages, which is so cool. This is Juno Dawson's newest book. It's about, as in the HMRC, instead of that being like it's like Her Majesty's Royal something normally, but now it's Coven and it's got witches. And it sounds good, so we'll see how we go with that. Once again, I know my descriptions are amazing, but it's very hard to give descriptions on books you have not read, and I also am aware that this video is probably going to be one of my longer videos, and I don't really want it to be massively long because it doesn't need to be. Then we have this one, which is The Vicious Grace by Emily Theed. 3 weddings, 3 funerals, 1 more chance to save them all. I don't really remember what this one's about. Pretty sure main character is supposed to magnify her partner's magic and not kill every suitor she touches. Then she gets a bodyguard, an outcast marked as a killer to become her personal bodyguard. Yeah, this is going to be like some sort of fall-in-lovey, romancy thing. We'll give it a try. We'll see how we go. Maybe I can be changed. I doubt it very much. But we're open to new things on this channel, and maybe, again, I will just do subscription boxes and romance books, and we'll see how we get on. To be honest, I don't really expect that to go well. Then we have this, which is Twin Crowns by Catherine Webber. So I have seen this around quite a lot. It has many editions. This is the Fairy exclusive. It came as an extra thing in a box. Oh, and it's by Catherine Doyle as well. I did not realise it had 2 authors, which makes sense. It's about 2 girls, 2 sisters, 1 crown, separated at birth. One is a princess and one is something else. I don't know what she is, but she's trying to usurp the princess, who is actually her sister, but I don't know if either of them know about the other one. It does sound interesting, to be fair, so I'd love to give this a go soon. Then we have the one that I am the most excited to read, and that is, of course, Babel. So this was the August book. I am so stupidly excited to read this book, and I'm a little bit scared as well to read this book, but I want to read it, and it's so pretty. This is a slip-cased Illumicrate edition. Like, again, I'm waiting for my Waterstones edition because they have that coming, and I'm pretty sure it's also the Fairy Loot adult book, but that has yet to make an appearance, so it wasn't part of Book Box Battles, which you would already know if you've already watched it, because this video has come up after that. But this is the one out of this whole stack that I'm the most excited to read, and I've been very jealous of everyone receiving arcs of it, so Cannot wait to give that a try. And then the final sub-box book that I've got to show you is this one, which is Violet Maid of Thorns by Gina Green. Again, I think this might have love in it. Maybe. A darkly enchanting fantasy debut about a morally grey witch, a cursed prince, and a prophecy that ignites their fate-twisted destinies. Perfect for fans of The Cruel Prince and Serpent and Dove. And I quite enjoyed both those books. So we'll see if I'm still in that era of my life to enjoy that. Me racking through these books in like 20 minutes flat. I hope this is enjoyable. I quite like showing books that I've read or have got on my radar, and I hope from this I'm adding to your TBR as well. Again, even though the descriptions are blinking awful, I hope I'm supporting someone else's book addiction, because I feel like mine is out of control and I need people to join in. So we're now going on to indies that I've bought myself. The first one being Burn Red Skies by Kirsten Espinosa Rosero. Luke Winch loves this book. I did a Instagram chooses my book haul video for VEDA2, and again it's in the playlist, which is linked down below, and it was a lot of fun. I put up like 8 books. This was one that won that. This sounds phenomenal. I cannot wait to dive into this, really. Then we have got The Fangs of War by E.J. Double. I've got an arc of their new novella coming out soon, or I'm getting it soon, and then the novella is coming out soon. So very excited for that. This sounds amazing. I just love indie authors, man. Like, I don't know what it is. Since recently, like before, I never really got into indie authors, but recently I've just been finding so many fantastic indie authors. Amazing. Then we have got this, which is Shadows of Ivory by T.L. Greylock and Bryce O'Connor. I kind of got this for the cover, gotta be honest. This was definitely a cover choice for me. Like, can we just... It's like dark and scary and cool, and makes me want to read it even more. And we have A Touch of Light by Diego Abdallah. I've read the prequel to this, which is A Prelude of Ashes, or Prelude to Ashes. One of them. I'm terrible. I'm very sorry. But this is the Ashes of Avarin series, and I cannot wait to dive into this. It sounds so cool. I have got an audiobook of this, which I managed to win, which again is super cool. I unfortunately could not listen to it in the month of August. I have run out of time to listen to this, as I'm trying to finish Memory of Souls for It's All About Fantasy Book Club, which the live show for that will be announced soon. Keep an eye on the Twitter, always linked down below. So I'm going to do that, I think, when I've finished Memory of Souls. We're going to jump into this, or the Iron Crown. I'm not too sure, I haven't fully decided, but one of them. And then the final indie author book that I've bought myself is, of course, this. This is The Exile by Ryan Cahill, and this is obviously the signed, lined and dated edition, which I love. And I have number 7 in 2 of the books, because unfortunately I missed out on the numbered editions, and he's just been picked up by a publishing company that did like the Wheel of Time or something, which is so cool. So I don't really know what that means for him, but I think that means even more fantastic things are heading his way. So as always, Ryan, you're fantastic, your writing's amazing. Love this. And now we're on to the final section. We are on to indie authors who have sent me their book. So, as always, thank you ever so much. I'm not worthy. I don't know how I am worthy, but I'm forever grateful. The first one is, of course, Baden Hill by I Anonymous, which is the sequel to Gurzel. Gurzel is, in my opinion, is an alternate history that could have actually happened if St. George tried to slay a dragon that talks and is the head of a death cult. There's that. So this is a sequel. I cannot wait to see where the characters are at. In the first book we see perspectives from George, which I think is St. George, which kind of foreshadows some things. Gurzel is the dragon. We see Morgana there. We have Sabra, who is like a princess in the desert. Whole heap of characters. It's great. Really enjoyed it. Can't wait to try the sequel. Then I actually won this, but I've also got a e-copy of it on my Kindle, and that is The Sword of Mercy and Wrath by N.C. Kausis. I'm pretty sure I'm saying your name right. I'm so sorry if I'm not. I won this edition, but like I said, the author did reach out and ask me to review it believe it comes out on the 16th of September, so I will be reading this at the very start of September. Very excited. It looks like a lot of fun. There are werewolves in this book. I haven't read a werewolf book in I don't even know how long, so I'm very excited to get back into the werewolf hype because I think I might enjoy it. And then I actually got sent this book with this t-shirt. I said earlier I won this t-shirt, and the author is Ruben J. Eckhart, and he said when I won, would I also like a copy of his book? And I said, yes, of course. So this is An Alliance of Enemies, Dissension, and it sounds very cool. It sounds like grimdark, but it sounds a bit there's war. Love a bit of war, love a bit of high fantasy. There's some family drama by the sounds of it. Sounds like it's going to be a fantastic read. Then we have got the thing that I kind of screamed about, and that is Bonds of Chaos by Zach Argyle. This is the physical copy. As I'm filming this, this came out today. So, Zach, congratulations on your 3rd book in your trilogy, completing a series. This is so cool. And I'm so grateful to have been sent a physical ARC. I will be posting my review shortly. This is such a good book, such a good series. Probably my favourite series so far this year, if not my favourite series of the year. High praise, but definitely deserved. Then I was also sent this, which is Seasons of Albedon, the 8th Chance series by a husband and wife couple, Elan Marche and Christopher Woolman. I hope I'm saying their names correctly. The husband, Christopher, reached out to me and asked if I wanted to review this copy, and I said, yeah, of course, it sounds so cool. And it has got Under the Radar SFF Books, who reviewed it on the back. So I'm very excited to give this a go. 4 seasons, 4 stories, 4 paths merge, 4 destinies intertwine. So I'm very interested. And I also have this, which is The Old Universe by Forbidden Origins. Yeah, by Forbidden Origins. They are a new indie publishing house, possibly, but also authors, I think. I'm very excited to give this a go as well. This cover is absolutely incredible. They're not for sale. Banner is kind of hiding it. But you've got 2 characters here, like godlike characters, and then a person in front, which I think is so blinking cool. This is such a cool cover. So can't wait to dive into that. I was also sent by the lovely Andy this, which is The Legend of Blackjack. This is his book. He has written this, he has signed this for me, and this is a YA portal fantasy, and I believe he keeps saying it's a standalone. I don't know if that's going to stick or if that is literally how he feels. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm very excited to dive right on into this. I think it's going to be so much fun. And I think it's a nice change actually as well, because I'm reading a lot of adult and this is actually YA for a change. I have also got The Trials of Ashmont by the lovely John Palladino. He reached out and asked me if I wanted to review his book, which of course I do. This is full of trials, and I am a sucker for a good trial or a heist or anything like that, so I think this is going to be right up my street. I think I'm going to actually really love this book, and that is high praise indeed, I think, John. But he's also a lovely human. Actually, all of these indie authors are fantastic humans. When they reach out to me, they're lovely. I try to interact as much on Twitter as I can, but this just seems so much fun. Like, this one line, survival means adapting or dying. Like, does that not draw you in? Definitely draws me in. So, very excited about this one. Final 2, guys. So first, we have this, which is Season of Kings by AJ Retker. I am loving this. So, I'm reading this currently. It is grimdark. It is very gruesome. It is very bloody. It is very good. I think if you like grimdark books, you definitely need to check this out. This is a fantastic book by a fantastic author. Give it a go. It's so good. You're following 3 different perspectives, one of which is like a murderer, but we're kind of seeing a soft heart to him. Another is a prince who has just stolen the throne from his brother, and the third is a girl who has just lost her father and is kind of trying to overcome the tragedy and try to set out on her own. Definitely worth a read. And finally is Zeroed Out by Jacob Markoff. This is a sci-fi cyberpunk full of imagination book. Again, I'm currently reading this as well, and it is so good. There is a thriller mystery element to this book. I'm still on the edge of my seat. I've been on the edge of my seat for the whole thing. Cannot wait to see how it ends, but so good. So there you go. There's 38 books that I've acquired in 2 months. I don't know how I've done it. I mean, a fair whack of them. I have been sent by lovely authors, so all I can say is thank you yet again, and I need to do an unhaul at some point, I think, to make room for these books. Or I just move and buy more bookshelves. I like that idea better. But that is everything for today's video. If you did enjoy it, please give it a like, really supports me and my channel. Leave me a comment down below of a book you recently hauled. I am interested to know. And if you just want to leave me an emoji, leave me a leaf emoji. I don't really know why, but just leave me a leaf emoji. And if you want to see more of me, please consider subscribing down below and ring that notification bell to get notified every single time I upload new videos. We are in the final few days of VEDA2, but I am still uploading every single day until the 31st of August. So make sure you stick around, you see my content, the playlist is linked down below. If you've missed any of my videos, go back, go watch them. I'm forever grateful. Do it. But if you stick around for longer than VEDA2, then from September I'll be back onto my normal uploading schedule of Wednesdays and Sundays, so be sure to stick around for more bookish content from me. But otherwise, that is everything for today's video. I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope I've added to your TBR, and I'll see you tomorrow for another video. Bye.